I'll be honest, I never expected to get this far. And I certainly didn't expect to get this far when I uploaded my first video almost 10 years ago. And I've got all of you guys to thank for it. I mean, seriously, this channel wouldn't be a thing without you guys' continued support. Thanks for sticking around and, you know, believing in me, I guess. I didn't really have anything planned for like a 5,000 sub special. I honestly just didn't expect to get here in the first place, so I figured something I can do quickly just to, you know, show some appreciation is answer whatever questions you guys had for me. I got a list here that Angie compiled for me, and let's just go ahead and read some of these. By the way, there's no script for this, so you're getting my raw reaction here. Why is this the first question I get, dude? No, why is that the first question? Look, I like the games because of the stories, and you know, the characters being scalies or furries or whatever is just completely irrelevant to me, alright? That has no allure to me whatsoever. I play them out of a mixture of it being like the only videos that people actually watch, and it is a guilty pleasure of mine, but that doesn't mean I'm like wearing costumes and shit, alright? Fuck off with that question. That being said, however, I guess I should explain myself as to why I was playing it in the first place. So, I explained this a little bit in the Snoot game video, but me and my friend Smiles, we saw the trailer for Goodbye Volcano High years ago when it first got announced, and we were watching like the announcements for the PlayStation or whatever, and it was so stupid looking and cringe that it became like an inside joke between us, and we totally forgot about it for years until like the game actually got a demo on Steam, and by then, you know, it'd been years. I hadn't even met Angie before this, so when I saw the demo, I gave it a shot, and it was terrible. But, you know, after looking it up, because on, like, the Steam discussions, I was curious, like, you know, what people had to say about it, and that's where we found Snoot Game, and then that's when we went down the rabbit hole, and I ended up making the video because of how taken back I was by, like, how actually good it was compared to what it was parodying, and just compared to what I expected. I didn't expect anything from it, so, yeah, that's what led to all of this. Alright, here's a good one. If we're just talking about the game itself and not anything outside of it and its creation, its creators, or whatever, just the game itself, I would say the main thing I don't like is the shitty stock image backgrounds. I think I've mentioned this before. If I had to say, like, what else, it would be some of the writing is just a little immature and a bit raunchy. It's not enough for me to, like, not want to play it. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just, you know, a little critique of mine. I feel like if I were to actually play Snoot Game without any of the context prior, I probably wouldn't have liked it. I mean, maybe I might have finished it, but I'd probably end up giving it like a 5 or 6. But the main reason I like the games is because of like all the shit behind it, and the reason it was made in the first place just makes it all the more funny and ironic. You see, this one's a tough one because like Adult Swim has like two types of shows. You have their purely comedic shows, and then you have their more serious shows. You know, I mean, there's a lot to choose from here. I guess I could split it up into 3 categories. You have comedy, something in between, and serious. All right, for comedy, I gotta give it to Aqua Teen Hunger Force for sure. Aqua Teen Hunger Force is just so stupid and hilarious. It just, I don't know, I grew up watching it, and even today I still find it funny. It's not particularly cleverly written, it's just dumb, and it's self-aware and it knows it's dumb, and I just love it. I can always watch it. For something in between, I'd have to give it to Metalocalypse. It has a narrative to it, and like it had a movie that came out that wrapped everything up, and they were able to close the book on that series. Metalocalypse, I'm a metalhead, you know, and I play bass. So, like, the whole metal culture aspect of it, and the dark humor, and just how dumb it is, while also still having some serious character arcs. You know, like, one of my favorites is Pickles when he goes to rehab and has that whole song play and all that with the rehabilitation people. It's a fun show, and I use the pinch harmonic sensor sound in all my videos as, like, appreciation of it. As for like a more serious show, like absolutely hands down, it's gotta be Primal. Primal is just art. It's a work of art. The fact that so much is said in the show through just noises, grunts, and visual storytelling, and there's basically zero dialogue in it, is just incredible. Like, Genndy Tartakovsky is a goddamn genius. Like, the show is so good. I love it so much. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about Adult Swim shows. My creative process. I honestly couldn't explain it to you. What I usually do when I want to make a video on a game, I would just write a script, sort of, but I don't usually follow the script perfectly. It's just kind of like a rough draft, and what I end up saying in the video is the final draft, and I just kind of make it as I go on. I don't really have a plan. I just wing it from start to finish. I don't have an editor, and I definitely can't afford to pay for one, so I just kind of wing it the entire time until it's done, and then when it's done, roughly, I do some touch-ups, some editing, and we're good to go. Sorry if that's not as interesting as an answer as you might expect. I usually start from the end to the back, I guess. Like, I'll start with like the outro for the videos, like what I have in the Evil Within video, Snoop Game, Wani, etc. I just kind of find a way to get to that conclusion to the video. So yeah, I just wing it, really. It's just chaos. Well, this one's actually kind of easy for me to pick. It would probably be Volcaldra Ashfall, mainly because of the whole premise of it, you know, like addiction, escapism. It's something I can relate to a lot because, like, during the 2020 pandemic and all that, I was basically James. I was an alcoholic, I was an asshole, mostly stemmed from just being shut in all the time and not being able to go to music school anymore, so it just really bummed me out, and I just became a really nasty person. So I can definitely relate to it, and that's why I would say that I'm really looking forward to that one. A close second would be Devlog, mainly due to the sheer scale of it and how big of a game it's gonna be compared to the other ones. But who knows? I mean, like, maybe they'll be good, maybe they'll be bad, we'll see. But for now, I'd say it's those two, for sure. Ooh, this one's actually kind of hard, but if I had to answer on the spot, first thing that comes to mind for me is definitely Mortal Shell 2. This game looks metal as hell. It's got that whole Souls-like aesthetic, but it's also like a lot darker, and then you have these really, really gruesome, hateful fucking executions that you see. Combine that with just like some of the more ridiculous weapons we've seen in the trailers and stuff, and just the sheer brutality of the takedowns, both being done to enemies and being done to you, just really intrigue me. And the cherry on top is, I'm pretty sure it's gonna have a metal soundtrack. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. If I had to say something else, I don't know if this is an indie game or not, but Blight Survival, Knights and Zombies, I mean, come on, what else you gotta say? That looks fucking awesome. I'm actually really glad that indie games are starting to become more and more popular. I mean, they've always been popular, but with a lot of the AAA studios really dropping the ball with all their games lately, I mean, it's cool to see someone take up the mantle, especially since AAA games are now like $70 and indie games remain a lot cheaper and sometimes a lot better.
Piece of shit.
Oh, this one's out of left field. Well, I would say old cars. So if you guys don't know, outside of work, I mess with cars. That's my job. I'm no like full-on master tech or nothing, but I know a few things here or there. I would say old cars for sure because they're easier to work on, they're cheaper to maintain, and overall just more reliable, just way better. I mean, it's just really weird that new cars are so expensive, and the main cause of that is because they come with all these like extra digital features that you'll never use or really just don't need at all. I mean, you might end up paying an extra $1,000 just to get a part activated with a laptop or whatever that the tech is using. Meanwhile, an old car, you can just go on Rock Auto and probably just spend like $1,000 and get it completely fixed up almost like new. So yeah, I would say definitely prefer old cars. Plus, the featureless ones have a lot less to break and pay for when they do break. So yeah, there's my answer. Favorite genre of game is a really hard one for me because I play a lot of stuff. I mean, I would say probably horror games, like survival horror games. Games like Resident Evil, The Evil Within, Silent Hill, stuff like that. Hell, Amnesia the Bunker and Soma. The amount of like versatility with the horror genre is why I like it so much. I mean, you can make it like super scary, you know, in my opinion, super scary would be something like Amnesia the Bunker when you're first playing it at least. And then more fun horror game would be like survival horror, so something like The Evil Within, Resident Evil, you know, that's the kind of shit I really like. It's just a lot of fun to me. Most of the fun being like constantly on the edge of death and always having 2 bullets, you know, at most. You know, I love that stuff. I love the desperation that comes with survival horror. It's just my favorite. Favorite band or genre of music? Well, obviously it's metal, but metal is kind of vague, I guess. There's a lot of subgenres of metal, but if I had to say, it would be like something more like on the lines of like power metal or like melodic death metal. Some examples would be for the power metal, I would say a band that I've been really enjoying lately is Elven King. Some other examples would be like Hammerfall, Sabaton, that kind of stuff. And melodic death metal, the one that takes the cake for me right now is Orbit Culture. I actually went and just saw them a couple of weeks ago and had a fucking blast. This shit was awesome. But if I had to say like what's my number one band, not because I like their music the most, but rather just how much impact it had on me, it's definitely Iron fucking Maiden. Like Maiden is just like the king for me. Like I think Maiden is just so awesome. They really left an impression on me when I first started listening to them, and it was honestly the root of my desire to get into playing music myself. It's just a lot of good shit. I mean, just great band. Love Iron Maiden. Music is something I've been wanting to do on this channel, or just in general, for a really long time. It wasn't until the pandemic and the isolation and all that just kind of stomped out my passion for it. That and life kind of got in the way, so I don't really even touch my bass very often, maybe once a week or every 2 weeks, which is really unfortunate. While I don't have any plans at the moment, I do want to at some point. At some point, I want to download another DAW and just start making random stuff, and if something sounds good, I'll see if I can get some of my old buddies together and we can make a song or a cover of something that isn't metal. That's what we do, we play metal. So maybe in the near future, we'll think of something eventually. Anyway, that's all I got here. Again, thank you guys for 5,000 subscribers, watching the videos. We're almost at we're 3/4 of the way to 1 million total views on the channel, like all the videos combined, which is fucking crazy to me. But again, thanks for just watching the videos and just giving a fuck in general. It's crazy that we have a little community going now. And if you guys like this sort of thing, just and you guys want me to do more videos like this where I just answer random questions, you guys can go ahead and drop it in the comments, and I'll see what I do in the future. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Thanks, guys. Let's see if we can get to 10,000. All right, goodbye everyone. Thank you.